Hi, welcome back to the channel. I'm back down the bar. I'm quite pleased. If you've been watching my other videos, one of them in particular, we bought a shed, and it's the reason for this video. Actually, it's a shed come workshop. It's a small shed we bought ages ago, and I finally had a little move about. I've been meaning to do this for ages, because what happened was if you're not careful, your shed that's converted to a bar, or your summer house or log cabin or whatever is converted to a bar. If you're not careful, it can become a bit of a dumping ground. A bit like your loft. You find the empty space, it gets stuff dumped in there. And unfortunately, that's what happened to this place. It started getting a build up of stuff. I mean, we had such a hot summer this year that I sort of snuck and had a beer here and there, but I never really had any people around in the bar because it's too bloody hot. My best time really is Christmas time, which is December 2022 now. We've only got a few days away for Christmas, and my best time, I'd sort of use this bar for some reason more in the winter than the summer. Now the pubs are back open, we've got sort of COVID sort of out of the way, in the UK at least. It's quite nice to wander down the pub in some of your shorts and flip-flops or whatever you want. Winter at the moment, it's dark in the morning, dark at night, shortest days coming up soon. It's a struggle for me to get out the door, to be quite honest with you. You've got limited light, limited time, so the only time really you go is weekends. I really do sort of use the bar, weirdly enough, more in this time of year than in the summer. Now, the reason for this video is the reason I haven't used this bar as much lately, because, as I said earlier, because it became a bit of a dumping ground for a load of rubbish. You can sort of get in here, but not. I'm well pleased now. It took me a little while, but we bought a little shed cam, which is going to be a workshop for my CNC machine. If you watch my other playlists, I'm building a CNC machine to do some pub signs and stuff like that in the future. So if you're looking to get yourself a pub sign, a bespoke engraved pub sign, probably be whiskey barrel lid signs that I'm going to be looking at doing. Subscribe to the channel and keep your eyes out for forthcoming videos on those, and keep an eye on my website, www.lifeofjohn.club. www.lifeofjohn.club. No, it sounds a bit weird. That it's .club, not .co.uk, not .com, .club. I'll put the link below. For if you're into pub sheds, you think about building a pub shed or homebrew or whatever you're into, or if you just want to chat with me or like-minded subscribers or anyone else for that matter, that we've got a Facebook group, a private Facebook group, so you can join that if you want. Feel free to look for that on Facebook and give us a shout. I'll accept you as a member. It's the Life of John Facebook page, and got an Instagram channel, but I don't really use that as much. So I'll put the link below for the Facebook channel. The reason for this video is, as I said, is about so I've started to clean this bar out now, and I'll come down here a little bit more often now. It's I can actually walk about now. I'm not going to turn the camera around yet. I might actually end up sitting in my favourite space very, very soon, in a couple of days' time. By the way, cheers, by the way. I've just got the U-flow's not working. Well, it is working, but I've not got a beer for the U-flow. I've not got a beer in the bag. I'm on the old Phillips draft again. I bought 2 short date life ones. I'm sure I'll drink them, no worries, over Christmas. I got 2 Stella Unfiltered that come up on the website. Come up in a little bit of a deal, so I thought I'd grab 2 of these Stella Unfiltered, and just literally just plugged it in tonight. So it's 7 degrees at the moment, but it should soon drop down in temperature, because those kegs have been sitting around in the cold. I'm so pleased. So anyway, I've had a bit of a clear out, and it's nearly getting there now. I'm looking around now, I can actually walk about, so I'm really pleased. I'm starting using it properly, get the lads around at Christmas and watch a bit of telly or whatever. A few Christmas drinks. So the reason for this video was, while I was building this shed, if you watch my other video, I built this little shed which is going to be a workshop. So I've moved another shed that my son hand built, which was bloody nightmare, it weighed a ton. I've moved the shed, and my son hand built that for some storage. That's been moved to another premises now, out of the way. And we bought a small shed which is going to be turned into a workshop. I'm just using it as storage temporarily. I've done it's got a temporary concrete base which is all over the place, all umpy-bumpy, so it's no good. It's going to be gunned up and done in a couple of months' time to do it properly. But for the time being, I'm using this shed as a storage area. It came to my mind while I was building this shed how flimsy sheds are nowadays. The timber's really thin on a basic shed. I think we paid £600 to £800 for that shed. The timber's really thin, the cladding's really thin. It won't be solid really. I'm going to insulate it and probably put some acoustic stuff in there. I'm not sure, I've not looked into the acoustic side of it, but I want to try and soundproof it as much as I can. I want to have some machinery working away in there. And it won't be really solid and rigid. I'll put a couple of braces in there temporarily, but once the base is solid and flat, I still, because it's a big double door one, I still don't think it's going to be that rigid. It'll do the job what I want. And it made me think to myself, I mean, once it's cladded, obviously the cladding inside or the boarding out inside will hold it in place nice and square. I'm going to board the whole lot out, the ceiling the lot, eventually, get electrics in there. But while I was building it, I was looking at it thinking to myself, you know, there's a lot of people out there that are looking at getting a shed to convert into a bar. They've got to be thinking, would you be better off buying a shed off the shelf such as that type of thing, converting that to a bar? Would you be better off building your own shed? Now, I'm going to tell you a brief story. Let's have a mouthful of beer first. Hang on. Cheers. The story has it, I'm not sure if you've seen my other videos. There's loads of videos I've got up online, so it'd take you quite a while to find it. I've done some lives in the past as well. By the way, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell, because I've got some more lives coming up over Christmas. We'll get giving up a few beers. Whether you've got a pub shed or thinking around the pub shed, feel free to come on there. Come on the Facebook page, ask me any questions, or come on YouTube and ask me any questions you want, especially during the lives over Christmas. Well, let me know, by the way, if you're an old subscriber. Thank you for, first of all, all the support to the old subscribers that have been with me from day one. Which was a couple of years ago during COVID times and that, when my old man passed away, my dad passed away. So I appreciate all the support. And all the new subscribers, I appreciate you subscribing and liking the videos, etc. So make sure you subscribe and like. Anyway, so getting back to that, so what happened was, I've got other videos, but I'm going to repeat myself now probably, but you may or may not know this. When I first moved into this property years ago, where we are now is like what they call a log cabin, but it's not quite a log cabin. It's not proper big solid logs. It's not half logs. It's like a bit of a log, you know. Quite a solid lump. When I look at it now compared to the shed I bought the other day, it's quite a solid lump. When we first moved in, I mean, this must be 25 years old, 20 years old now. When we first bought this about 20 years ago, it was a couple of grand, so it's quite expensive then. We had some spare cash, and this was going to be a kid's room, but again, empty room. We put some toys in here, bits and bobs. Then I put a pool table in here. Within a couple of years, it was piled high. If you look through my videos, I think there's one with some photographs. It's piled high. It was a junkyard. And then the roof leaked, and I left it, as you do, or as I do. So eventually I cleared it out, got Skip cleared it out. And I think in those days now, I was thinking about this the other day, I was thinking about this video the other day, and I was thinking in those days now, it sounds weird to say it, but when we bought this, we didn't really I don't think we had the internet. We sort of just, around that time, we got dial-up. And I was a bit of a computer geek then. I'm still a bit of a computer geek, so I'm on the internet on and off a lot. And mobile phones were just out on the market, but you didn't really have access to the internet and stuff like that on them at the time. You literally had the Snake game and that on there, you know, the Nokia 3210. It seems like a million miles away from now, but it's unbelievable the way technology's changed. But I was thinking the other day, but when I bought this cabin eventually, this shed, in the first place, when I bought this shed originally, I didn't really have an inkling of what to turn it into, but me and my dad and my mates, we all in our 20s, we all liked the beer, and I saw that in the back of my mind at one day, I'll convert it to a bar. And at the time, there's no Facebook pages, no internet, so you didn't really, I mean, there must have been a few bars in the country, but not many, few and far between, in sheds. Long story short, bought this off the shelf, and I physically went and looked at it. Now, I know a lot of you out there now are just buying stuff online without even looking at it, but I actually went to the place, a showroom in Essex, walked in that load of sheds and cabins. I thought, yeah, this one looks good for the money. I mean, it's quite, when I look at it now compared to the shed next door, it's not a bad size really, but I mean, a lot of my friends, and I know a lot of you guys out there got massive garden rooms. I mean, you know, you're talking 8, 10, 12, 15 grand's worth now. A lot of people have started doing now, but let's get back to the original thing. Let's get back to talking about sheds being converted to bars, right? Little tiny bars down your garden. Now, if I had my time again, I just want to come online and let you know, if I had my time again, if I had a bigger garden, a wider garden, I'd probably build my own bar, I would have thought, because I'm a bit handy with. You got to decide first of all before you buy one off the shelf or you build one, or you get someone to build it for you. Can you use tools? Do you know what you're doing with tools? Can you use a saw? I've got all the power tools. I've got saws. I've got drills, impact drills, etc. I've rebuilt a complete floor on this one because it rotted. So me and my son had to jack up on car jacks and put a new floor and slide that underneath. Slightly different subject, but what I'm trying to say to you is if you're going to build one, you need to know how to do it. You need to know how to use tools. But if you're going to build one, you can build one to your size, the size you want. I mean, if you've got just a basic square back garden, you could go down the road, buy yourself a small log cabin or a shed. Just remember, if you buy a shed, look at the shed and look at the quality, look at the thickness of the timber. If it's a bit like the one I've got next door, which is going to be the workroom, that could be converted to a bar, but it'd have to be insulated and definitely have to be boarded out. Once you've boarded it out, that will give you the rigidity. Try saying that, we had a few beers, rigidity. So when you've boarded it out, that will make it a bit more rigid. Your average shed, I just couldn't believe when we bought that, when I started building it, how flimsy and floppy it was compared to this thing. Maybe the quality's gone down, but I mean, this is sort of more of a log cabin as opposed to a shed, I know that, but if you're out there now, don't get disappointed if you've just ordered a shed or you're thinking about getting a shed. Get yourself a shed if that's what you can afford. You've got to go by what you can afford. Get yourself a shed if you can afford a shed. Get what you can afford. But if I had my time again, a bit of a bigger garden, I'd probably be inclined to build my own one to my own shape and size. I've got a tree there that we don't want to knock down because it stops, being overlooked from the neighbours a little bit. So I've got a tree there. So I probably would have built this shape and maybe done an extension on that side. And I know my other video I mentioned it, my son mentioned it, that I think if I had my time again, I'd build one. And then maybe I'd make like the back end of it or the side of it as like a storage area, as a shed type place where you can store your beers, your lawnmowers, your gardening tools. So you can have it, but I'd have it in one big building combined. So if you're gonna build one, think about it first, plan it out on a bit of paper, and I mean, I don't know, 6x2s or stud partition timbers or whatever timber. I mean, go and have a little look down at Wicks's or Gardens, a timber yard. Get a load of timber delivered in one hit. Don't muck about. I mean, I'd love to build one. I would love to build one from scratch again, design it myself. I really would. But it costs a few quid. Or go to a garden centre or somewhere, look at the sheds, look at the size and shapes of them. I mean, as I say, that one next door's 600 quid. Not too bad, but it's not until I put it together, it's not until I put it together I realised how weak and flexible it was, you know. I thought I'd pop in, I thought I'd pop on and just have a quick chat with you people, girls and guys at home that are thinking about building a bar or building a shed, and converting it into a little bar or summer house or garden room. First of all, you've got to know your budget, haven't you? And then you've got to decide whether you've got the skills and the tools and the capabilities to build it, or you're going to pay a builder to build it for you, or a carpenter to build it for you, or you're going to go and buy one off the shelf. Going there nice and not had a proper beer for a couple of weeks. That's lovely. I'm really going to start using this place now. I miss it. It's not too. I've got no heating on here at the moment. I've insulated the ceiling, insulated the walls with polystyrene. It's just what I had available. I wouldn't do that again. I don't think. I'll just probably use some fibre insulation. I would have thought next time if I did it again. But it's still reasonably warm in here. I'm not freezing cold. I think it's about 10 degrees outside at the moment, so it's not too bad. No TVs on, no fridge switched on. I don't need the fridges on, but yeah, I'm looking forward to start using the place again. So I thought I'd pop down here just to have a chat with you people. I mean, you got to think long and hard about it. If you're going to build a bar, are you going to make one from scratch, or are you going to buy a shed and convert it? Just be warned that when you buy a shed off the internet, you don't really know what you get until it turns up, because so many people do shopping on the internet now. As I said, in the old days when I bought mine, I physically walked around. So if you can get to a showroom or garden centre and actually look at the sheds, and then you might find one that's a little bit more solid, with the windows and configuration you want, off the shelf, done. But I mean, I know a lot of my friends got big gardens and they're building bars and sheds and that. I mean, the timber costs a lot of money nowadays. You're looking at a lot of money. This is why I think I've got a couple of neighbours near me that I've noticed have started building bars or garden rooms, and they've sort of stopped halfway through the project, because I think they do cost a few quid. If you're gonna build a nice big one, you're talking quite a bit of money. Once you've got all the timber frame up the floor, timber frame roof on, that's before you even start putting your windows and doors in, and that's before you even start insulating it and getting electrics in, and decorating it. I mean, stuff's gone up stuff's gone mad. Prices have gone mad at the moment. So I'll have another little quick beer, and I think I'll finish this video off. As I say, I just wanted to pop on and have a quick chat. That I'm back basically, and I'm really looking forward to the future. I'm looking forward to Christmas. Video coming in 1 or 2 days time after this one, so keep an eye out, because we're doing a great big light switch on, the Christmas tree light switch on, big event that is, down this bar. Right, let's just have another little top up. This is going down well. This is the Stella unfiltered. Lovely that is. Not down to temperature yet, so I'm gonna get a massive head on this probably. Cheers. I've had to move a little bit. I don't know if you've seen the back there while I'm here on the subject. Whiskies there. I've had to move some glasses there, put some whiskies at the bottom there now, because what I'll probably do is double up my whiskies, I think. I'm not sure. Should I put 2 lots of whiskies there, move the crystal off? Got all the glasses over there. I might move all the glasses to one end there, but I'm looking forward to having to tidy up in the next couple of days properly. Now I've got this little workshop next door, and I think even when the machine's up and built next door, when the workshop's fitted properly in a couple of months' time, and the CNC machine is built and I'm up and running, it's going to have some storage under the table, so I can still put a lot of this stuff under the table. As I say, on your left there, on my right, my right, your left, I've got 4 or 5 MDF sheets, massive sheets of MDF. That's got to go next door. They're in the way, but they will be for some understairs cabinets and some the CNC machine table, the machine's bed, the actual table it sits on, and the shelf. So that's going to be gone anyway. Then I can open up the bloody bar again and have a little tidy up. I've got my light there from Graham. If you watch the video about Graham's bar, I've got the light there he gave me over on the chair there to put in. I've got some new bulbs, my little candle lights. You'll see them in the next video. Some new bulbs for the ceiling, because one's packed up and I couldn't get them anywhere. These bulbs here, the antique looking ones. Is that what you call them? Don't call vintage, you call them vintage looking bulbs. Couldn't get these make anywhere. They're both like smart, I won't say the word, ALEXA controlled, but I couldn't get them anywhere. The replacement one's gone already, which I was a bit gutted about. I thought I had a box of 4, but I didn't. I only got 2. That one down the back's gone, so I have to take these out and replace them with these. Different makes, another app, but it doesn't really matter, because whatever apps, with all my lights in the garden and bar, whatever apps I use, I'll put them all on the smart ALEXA device. So I don't really know about that. These are vintage ones, I think. Oh, they are pretty similar, look. I better replace both. I'll do that one. But these take a little while to set up, but I'll not do that. That's another job for another night. These are pretty good though, because you've got percentage. I've not got a switch on them. You've got percentage. I can switch them on and off. Switch them on and off automatically via the smart doobie over there, and I can also set the dimming, like 0%, 10%, 20%, 100% or whatever, you know. Similar to this, I think. Is the Linkin Wi-Fi vintage smart filament LED bulb 2-pack. At remote control, dimmable warm white. Well, I'll put a link to those. I'm not here tonight to talk to you about bulbs, I must admit. I was here to, that'll be my next video. The light switch on, Christmas video. I've got my tree down here from last year, back again, and we'll be putting that up soon. So, anyway, if you're going to build a bar, I'm rambling on here. I thought I'd come down and have a little ramble. If you watch it through my channel, you'll see I've got the ramble videos. But if you're going to build a bar, do you build it yourself, or do you buy a cabin? Do you get a brick built one, or do you buy a small shed and build that out? I mean, if I had my time again, I don't know, because stuff's so expensive at the moment. Don't let me put you off. You could buy a shed off the shelf, like the one I've got next door, a workshop type small shed with some windows in it, and 500 quid, 600 quid, and then you could build it out. I say a bit floppy, that one next door, but not rigid. But if it's on a solid base, by the time you insulate and board it, once you board it, obviously it holds its it should hold its own then, and you're up and running. So and I know a few of my subscribers, when we've had lives before, we've done like YouTube lives, we've had a chat, and they've done little tours of their bars. There's some great ones out there, and I know a lot of people have used sheds. And once you get your little bar in there, the actual bar worktop in there, your beers in there, your seating in there and all that, and it's insulated and boarded, it becomes a solid little, nice little feature, nice little bar. And I've got friends that got the outdoor wiki type bars that you just use outdoors, which are nice, but again, you can't use it this time of year really, can you? So that's going down alright there. It's good to be back. It's getting there. I'm tired. I'm off in a minute. I've got a few things scattered about, but as I say, the MDF ball's going next door. I might be sitting over there soon. I want to put this beer machine somewhere. I've got 2 kegs I had to get for over Christmas. Shouldn't be a problem. I've got my new bulb to do up in the ceiling there. I've got beer mats and beer towels and beer glasses coming out of my bloody ear holes here. I've got whiskey coming out of my ear holes, so I'm having a good old, that's got to be washed I think. I've got to have a good old drink over Christmas. I haven't had a beer for a couple of weeks. Reason being is, if you watch my video, the lads day out to the Malden Mighty Oak Brewery. I'm going right off subject now, but I'm rambling now. I'm doing a little ramble. If you watch my Mighty Oak Brewery video, I think I stayed in Friday. We've done a pub at 10 Saturday morning with the lads, and I had my first beer at 10 o'clock. And then we went to the Mighty Oak Brewery. We had a few, and it was okay. It wasn't as good as last year, the COVID one. It was quite busy, and they was doing your proper little samples. The year before we had some proper bigger samples, but they was doing proper little samples, and I think the pint was £4. We tipped it Rollocks. We was there for an hour, and then we wandered down to the pub in the Malden in Essex, and we went to another pub, Witherspoons. Witherspoons is so bloody cheap, so we grabbed a couple of tables, sat around a couple of tables, started doing rounds and a few snacks. Cheap as you like that, Witherspoons. And then the rest is history really. We've got a minibus back to the pub. That was Saturday. Carried on drinking more. And then on the Sunday, I was invited round my brother-in-law Bazza's and sisters for like a Christmas dinner. They do like Christmas dinner every year, family get together. And with Bazza, he was a member of my Facebook group. If he's watching this, Bazza's an avid. I've got him into it. I think actually he's well in his homebrew now. He's doing homebrew. He's making his own beer and not just out of kits. He's doing his own hops and that. And I had a bottle of that. I was still sort of a bit rough the night before. Then the day before, I had a bottle of that, a bottle of that, a bottle of that, a bottle of that, bottle with different homebrews. Then I had to give my excuses and go down. Well, didn't have to, but I'd arranged to meet a friend down a pub at 7 for the England game, which was a couple of weeks back now. And we went down the pub for the England game. He had a beer waiting for me, a nice seat, TV up on the wall, so I'd already had a skinful down the pub. And to be quite honest, it done me up. So I watched the football down there, and by the time the game finished, no down the pub, and then I was just like, yeah, it done me up a little bit, so I've not really had a beer for a couple of weeks. Well, I've had a couple here and there, but nothing major. So it's my first couple of beers, well, proper couple of beers. Well, I've had a couple indoors, but I'm feeling a bit better now, so I'm livening up a little bit. So we're back on it. Well, you know, obviously I had a couple of whiskies for a whiskey tasting. You got to do that if you do a whiskey tasting video. You got to have a couple of whiskies, haven't you? So, if you're watching this, the people that done the last whiskey, the Deanston, I think it was the last whiskey tasting I did. I have taken note of those 2 whiskies. I'll probably get them just before Christmas. I can't remember the name of them. But I know one's a cheap one. One's a little bit. One's a 50 quidder. One's a little bit cheaper. I think Asda's do the cheap one. There's a few places that do the cheap one, so I'll try and get hold of those 2. Christmas time. That'll finish my collection off for a little while, I think. I've got to start drinking them then. As I say, in the next video, I only popped on for a little chat about whether you should build a shed or buy a shed, really, or a log cabin, but I'm rambling on now, I'm tired. The next video, I wanted to talk to you really about the next video. The next video, this bar's going to be clear, nice and tidy. I'll have my little tree up, and we're going to come down and do a little tour, because I've got so many old videos from years ago. So I want to do an updated one. Nothing's changed, mind you, but I want to do an updated one of the lights. It just means you ain't got to hunt around if you're new. I want to do an updated one of the lights in the garden, my whiskey barrel, and my little seating area, and the updated one of the lights in here. LED lights, I bought some more bloody lights today, actually. Don't know where I'm going to put them. I think they're for the front of the house. LED lights have just dropped in price dramatically. I can't, you know, you can get, I ain't told the missus yet, but I've got 60 metres, which I don't really want them actually. 60 metre LED lights. They did the battery operated ones, USB or mains powered. These are mains powered. 14, 15 quid come up on Amazon in a sale, because Amazon get you by the balls, don't they? You get all these £10.90 or something for 60 metres of LED lights, mains powered ones with a plug, and apparently the plug can fit in your external socket outside, if you know what I mean. It's not sticking out, it's flat, so you can shut the lid. And not only can you put on the app, on the side of control, you can have them as warm white, I think they call it, which is nice. But you can also go multicolour and loads of different functions. Don't know what I'm going to do with them yet. I just know it's got some lights down there. I didn't realise till I come back down the bar. I've got some lights under the bar there. I think they might be for the tree. Let's get them out in a minute and check them out. Yes, I've got these lights coming through. I don't know where I'm going to put them. Should I put them in here? I could put them in here everywhere. I don't know. Might do that. Pin them across. But 60 metres? Bloody hell. Run them up and down. Don't know. I bought them for the sake of it, but they're so cheap. These lights are so cheap now. And I was in the garden centre the other day. If you watch my Santa Claus one, as we came out of there's a shop garden centre there, selling, as they do, decorations. And we didn't buy them anymore because we wanted to clear cable. They've done mains. We bought mains ones for out the front of the house. But they've done a clear cable LED lights for like cheap as you like, but they're battery operated with a timer function. A lot of them have got timer functions now where you switch it on, it's automatically on for 8, off for 8 or whatever, you know, or whatever it is. Bloody, they guarantee it lasts for like 4 weeks, 5 or a month, so basically you don't need to plug in the mains anymore now. Let me just check these out, what I've got here. Hang on, I'll be back in a sec. I didn't realise I've got bloody lights here. Oh dear. I've got more gear. I've got gear here I didn't even know I had. I bet I need batteries. Got 2 lots here, haven't there? So I bought. Well, they're dead. And they're dead. Right, so that's got. Right, that needs. So I need batteries for them. But I don't like these lights. I don't know what I'm going to do with these lights then. Right, I need to get some batteries for that. Excuse me while I'm sorting my batteries out. 3. So, get these out. Should take them out every year, really, shouldn't you? Right, so those, I need 6 batteries. Right. I've got these lights as well. I don't know what I'm doing with those bloody things. But I've got another 60 metre lights coming through the post. I don't know what I'm doing with them either, really. Excuse me. I bought me little man for Christmas as well. I shouldn't be telling you all this year, really. This is for my next video, right? This is for my next. Put him on there. I like him, my little mate. I don't know what it is. Gonky thing. I don't know. They're everywhere. I shouldn't be telling you all this. This is for my next video. This is for my Christmas switch on lighting tour, bar tour video. I showed you earlier. I've got my little candle lights as well. I like them. I put them on there. Look. Right. Right, so that's it. Basically, I came on to talk to you about whether you should build a shed, a bar, or buy one off the shelf. And I'm talking lights and LED lights. I don't know what to do these lights. It's a bloody tangle, that is. Look, I don't know what I did with them last year. Got these here, which is all right. They're on the ALEXA thing on a plug. Don't know what I'm going to do with these new lights that come through. 60 metres, they're too long really. You don't want all these 60 metres rubbish, do you? Tip from Johnny Boy to subscribers or viewers: don't buy so many bloody lights. I don't want to put it up and down the garden. I'll show you tomorrow or the day after. I think I'm just nice what I've done to the garden. I've just got a couple of little lights down there. Actually, I just popped down earlier, set the camera up to do this video, and I just turned the lights on in the garden via the smart device. And I put some stuff from this bar into a little shed next door, my little storage shed next door, or what will be a workshop. And you'll be surprised how much that garden lights up. It's pitch black out there now, and when I turn on my lights out there, you'll be surprised how much it lights up. Really, really like. Well, whatever. I'll show you tomorrow in the next video. Right, okay. So that's the end of this video. I'm rambling on, and it sort of started out as a shed video, but really I just want to come and have a little chat. Talking gibberish as usual. I was going to say, if you like this video, please like and subscribe, but there's nothing to like really. I'll catch you in the next one, and we'll do a proper little tour of the garden again. I know I've done one years ago, of the lights and the outdoor area. And I'll show you my little workshop next door, which was going to be a workshop. It needs paint up at the front, I ain't done it yet. And probably the same colour as this. I've got some proper stuff at the front. The side was a bit shit, excuse my language. The side I've done some shed fence treatment, and it weren't brilliant. It was like a bit watery. I've done 2 coats ages ago, and it's still not brilliant. But you can't see it, it's around the back and the side. As long as it protects it. And then the front, when I get slight, I think I've got something in my shed up the top of my tool shed. Yet another shed. I think I've got some stuff that I've done this thing in place with a darker, deeper grey. It's a proper, better paint. That'll soak in better and protect the front. I might do that in a couple of days actually. I think the weather's looking a little bit better soon, so I think it's the shortest day in a couple of days. And someone mentions me the other day about equinox. I think there's 3 short days. I ain't got a clue what he was on about. But anyway, it's the shortest day in a couple of days, and then it's starting to get longer again. And then we get more time to do stuff, right? And then we can go out to gardens and put the chimneys on, the lights, and have beers. I'm looking forward to Christmas, and I'm looking forward to the new year, really. I'm well pleased to get this bar back up, man. I've missed it so much, and I miss you guys and girls a lot. You know, I used to love sitting down here and doing my little ramble like I'm doing now. I love sitting in the corner over there having a little chat, or doing a live, so I'm bringing it all back. We're going for this year, I think, or next year, sorry. This year, next year. And I hope to do a couple of lives over Christmas as well, because we've all hopefully got time off work. And in my next video, as I say, I'm going to do a tour of the garden, the lights, and then I'm going to wish you Merry Christmas. I'm not going to wish you Merry Christmas right now. I'm just looking around now. I've got my tree there ready to go up. I've got these lights. Don't know what to do. Unless I give them to my hair, darling. I don't know. I do like the battery ones. They're quite handy. Well, the batteries die, but I've got untangled in. I only know there's 2 lots there, because I've got 2 battery pack things, so that's the only reason I needed 2 lots. It shouldn't be 2, I'll give you something to do, wouldn't it? Similar to these, but they're mains ones. Don't know what I did with them. Maybe they went round the tree. I think they're set across here, I don't know. I might put a set across the ceiling. Not sure. Trying to look. Oh, I'm also thinking about doing another whiskey shelf somewhere, but I might just leave it like that. Double up. Not sure. I'm tired. Do I look tired? Probably. Oh, that's going down bloody lovely. Good to be back. Thank you for watching, people. Sorry if I bored you. I'll see you in the next video. And we're going to get back on track. I'm going to be awake, I'm going to be lively, I'm going to be Christmas jumper, I'm going to be Christmas out on, and we're having it. We're going to light it up, and over Christmas we're going to do some lives, we're going to have some drinks, and we're all going to enjoy ourselves. There's no COVID anymore, hopefully. I'll turn my little tea lights off. These are great. So a little box of tea lights. in my next video, when I do the lighting video, and I just give all little links to these little things. These are only cheap as well. Look, they're great. I love them. Who needs candles and real flames? Might have a little top up. I think. While I'm here. Bit heavy. Right. While I'm here, can I ramble on for a little bit more while I'm drinking this? It reminds me of the lives we used to do when we used to sit and chat and talk nonsense. Or I used to sit and chat and talk. Actually, it dawned on me the other day. How embarrassing. There's an old video back there of me falling asleep. There's one of a couple of other subscribers falling asleep at the... Because we used to drink. I don't know if you know. If you're a new subscriber, you won't know this. But what we used to do is do lives. And I used to come down here last year before and do like a YouTube live. And I've got some software where like 6 or 8 people can join in. And we used to sort of start drinking at 8 or 9 down in little bars. It's quite good really if you think about it, because when the pubs were shut, when we had COVID, the pubs were shut. Let's put this back on while I'm finished my beer. When we had COVID, the pubs were shut, you know, you couldn't go out. And the men and women and that were just sitting like, what, you're going mad, you know, you stir bloody crazy. I mean, when you think back now, I'm thinking now, pubs were shut, completely shut. I mean, I remember, I think it was Christmas dinner on Mother's Day. I remember queuing for a bloody dinner. We booked a table for Mother's Day. I think it was Mother's Day. We had to go down and pick it. They said, look, can either cancel it or you can come pick it up and take it home. We went down. I mean, it's madness when you look back now what happened. I mean, it's still going on in China and places, I think. But pubs were actually shut. I mean, I know you had to queue left, right and centre at age for a little while. But at one point, everything was shut. It's unbelievable thinking about it now. I mean, when we're older, like my little grandson Max, if you watch my Father Christmas video, when I explain to Max, or the parents explain to Max when he's older, look Max, everything was actually shut. They'll go, it's a bit like my nan and granddad, bless them, talking about the war. You know, I'm not comparing COVID to the war at all. But what I am saying is like the things that happened, and I never thought in my lifetime things that had happened. I never thought would like you'd be off work or people would be off work or the roads would be empty. It's like, it's unbelievable. And shops and pubs were closed. You couldn't get anything. You couldn't go to your pubs were shut for months. And like the staff were sent home and just look. I mean, it's incredible when you look back now. It's just like a bleeding dream, isn't it? It's like a dream, really. It's madness. But anyway, getting back to that. So that's when this sort of YouTube channel picked up a little bit. Because I sat down a bar doing a couple of these videos and a couple of people liked it. And then I sort of started doing lives. And then I met up with another guy and another bloke joined in, another woman joined in, another bloke. The next minute the channel got a bit bigger. The next minute we were sitting doing lives, only about 20, 30 people, but guests were coming on having a little chit chat. We're all in the same predicament. People sitting indoors bored, they were sitting down in little bars bored. So instead of being in a pub, you were physically using like a virtual pub, really. You know, 6 of us having a chat. It sort of doesn't work. I've done a couple of lives recently. It doesn't work as well. It doesn't. If you know what I mean. At the time the pubs were shut, people had no option. So I'd sit here in my bar having a beer. Someone else was sitting there having a beer. Someone else was sitting in their kitchen having a beer. Someone else was sitting in their bedroom having a beer or a gin or a wine or whatever they was drinking. And we'd all sort of like have a little chat. And that's when I got some better software which enabled us more people to join in and guests and that. And that's what it's all about really, I suppose. That's when the life started for me, thinking about it. It's like a virtual pub really. So instead of wandering down your pub, I mean, I remember, I don't know what card game was, that was quite good. We did, what's it, I've got it over there, haven't I? What's it called? Catchphrase, yeah, catchphrase. So I've got a pack of cards up there. We've done catchphrase one day, and family joined in, and family joined in from other areas, not in my family, but family and friends of mine joined in. We was playing catchphrase online and having a beer and a drink. It's quite... And people are sitting in their lounges watching us on their TVs in their lounges now, because there's sod of else to do, basically. I mean, to sit indoors, watch me on TV, there's got to be sod of else to do, to be fair. Before I go, I just want to mention, if you've not ever watched, because I just saw it today, actually, can't wait. I know it sounds sad. And I've used my metal detector. If you watch my other video, metal detector video, I've used it once so far. And I've never found anything. But I'm going to take it out next year. More, but one of the best programmes ever in the UK. I mean, it's been 2 or 3 seasons now. Detectorists. And there's the guy who's on TV today, Mackenzie Crook, the actor, and the writer and director, I think. It was Mackenzie Crook from The Office fame. And what else did he do? The Scarecrow. What's his name? Wurzel Gummidge. Well, he was on TV today having a little chat, and I think it's out on Boxing Day in the UK. If you think the concept of the show is 2 blokes walking around a field with metal detectors, can't even say it, I've had too many beers. The concept of the show is 2 guys walking around a field with metal detectors looking for stuff. But it's the relationship, the writing and directing is fantastic. It's the relationship, the jokes, the comedy. It's I was saying to my missus that it's probably one of the best. Saying to Jill earlier, I won't say missus, she likes to be called Jill. And a lot of my subscribers know that her name is Jill, so we'll call her Jill. That sounds better, I'll have to delete that. Call her Jill, she'll know if she watches this. She won't watch this, it's too long and boring. The concept of the show is 2 guys in a field looking for stuff with metal detectors. The writing and the one-liners and the comedy is absolutely fantastic. If you've got a bit of time over Christmas, just if you can watch season 1, 2, 3 or 4, whatever it is, they are brilliant. Absolutely. Give it a chance. Just give it a chance, honestly. It just proves you can have TV with no guns, no violence, no knives, no stabbing, no blood, no gore. It's just 2 guys in a field going beep, 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 looking for treasure. Bloody brilliant. Honestly, if you've not seen it, bloody brilliant. Get Meghan, Harry and all that lot and the royals and bloody Jeremy Clarkson and all those people. I was looking at Twitter earlier and why do these people, I'm going off subject now, I quite like Jeremy. I like the farming thing that he did, the farming programme. I quite like Top Gear in the old days, and he's quite outspoken, Jeremy Clarkson, can be a bit of a dick, bit like Piers Morgan, and I quite like controversial outspoken people. I believe people can just be allowed to say what they want, really. But why do these people like Jeremy Clarkson, he's got loads of money, like, okay, he's a millionaire, let's say he's a millionaire, he's got to be a millionaire. Why do these people have to just, are they just bored? Why do they have to sit at home just on Twitter? I mean, why is Jeremy Clarkson on Twitter? Don't get it. Has he got nothing better to do? Just sit on Twitter all day, just tweets winding people up. You know, write these stupid articles. Why is he writing stupid newspaper articles? I don't even know why he's doing stupid newspaper articles. Stay out of it. Jesus. I don't get it. I don't know why I'm talking about him anyway. Yeah. Detectorists. No violence. No Twitter. No shit. Just 2 blokes looking for stuff in a field. And you've got all the relationships between the 2 guys and their families and their girlfriends and wives and their friends. And at the end of the day, they're detecting a field. They go down a local pub, have a pint and a chat. And they go to the little detector club every once a week and meet up and do a finds. It's phenomenal. I think it's fantastic. It's just, if you've never seen it before, give it a chance. It's one of those programs that I get upset if someone says to me I don't like it, it's not my cup of tea. It'll upset me because it's so good. And I suppose deep down I've got to understand that we don't all like the same thing. And it'll frustrate me. Someone says couldn't be bothered. It's like Peaky Blinders. I love Peaky Blinders. It's a bit violent, but someone says, I know people have like watched the first 2 episodes, so I gave up, couldn't be bothered. And I'm like, what? It's brilliant. But that's got violence and gore in it. Detectorists, it's a Christmas show all day long. I'm rambling, and I came down here to do a video about building a shed. Build a shed or buy a shed, basically. I'll see you in the next video. Make your own mind up if you want to build or buy a shed. I don't really care, actually. I've had a couple of beers now. Do what you want. Do what's best for you and your budget, really, isn't it? You know what I mean? I'll see you next video. Thank you. Thank you to all my supporters, like, subscribe, and blah blah blah, subscribe and all that. And apparently, if you hit like, please hit like, because it helps with algorithms. Whatever that means, I do not know, but everyone else says it, so I'm just saying it. I'll catch you in the next video. Ignore this one. I'll see you again soon. Thank you much. I got a little remote here, look, magic remote. I'll see you. Oh, by the way, Christmas, I think I'm going to get another little GoPro, so I'll make even more shit videos. See you later. Ta-da, bye-bye. Cheers.